Hi everybody, welcome along to the Friday Cook Along. I'm Anya Boyle from Good Food Nutrition. So to kick off the weekend, it is such a fantastic day out there. I'm going to show you how to make a really speedy chicken curry in 15 minutes. So it's my curry in a hurry, and it is so quick to make. You can make it now, and then this evening you can enjoy it with a nice cool glass of crisp white or a glass of red or beer, whichever takes your fancy. So it's a great way of just getting prepared so that you're not stuck in the kitchen as well on a Friday or Saturday night, and it means you have the curry on the table in under half an hour as well. So there's a lot of sort of herbs and spices in there that you will probably have in your cupboard already if you're anyway at all into cooking. So I try to sort of make use of the more common ones like your cumin, your coriander, your chilli, turmeric as well, some garlic, some ginger, onions. So it's all those things that are hanging around in the fridge and the cupboards. And it means you'll have dinner on the table, as I say, as well today. You'll have dinner on the table in 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm just going to run through very quickly some of the ingredients we have. We're going to be working today with obviously chicken breasts, but there's nothing to stop you if you, I have 2 chicken breasts here. They are sort of probably about 8 to 10 ounce chicken breasts, so they'll feed quite a few people. We have just half an onion. We have some garlic cloves here. We have some fresh ginger as well. And obviously, if you've no fresh ginger in the house, some ground ginger will be grand. And you know what, is if you don't have ginger, yes, it won't taste the same, but I'm sure it'll taste absolutely just as nice. I'm going to spice it up with some chili flakes as well, because I can't get my hands on fresh chilies. So again, these are a great addition to have in your cupboard. You can pop them into anything. I have some fresh coriander, which is just a lovely sort of smoky sort of flavour and Indian spice. And I have some fresh or ground cumin. And the cumin again is most beautiful sort of sweet Indian spice as well. Really gorgeous. To give it sort of a bit of a twist as well, we're going to go in with some turmeric as well to give it that sort of yellow colour, but also that lovely flavour. And then the sauce in it is going to be a mixture of tomato passata or tin tomatoes and coconut yogurt or natural yogurt. But I will explain it all as we're going through, okay, and it'll make more sense, and then I'll recap over it so there shouldn't be any confusion. Okay, we'll get going anyway. So we're going to heat up our pan here now. I tend to use in these type of things a good big wide bottom pan, a wok, or like a stainless steel frying pan. And it just means is that rather than piling everything into a small pan and letting it stew, it's all sitting like on a thin layer on the bottom. It's cooking really quickly, but you're also getting that bit of colour as well to it. So we'll go in with a little bit of oil. Now, I'm using coconut oil, but by all means, you can use some olive oil as well, or some people now are using rapeseed oil, absolutely fine. So we're just going to go into a medium heat here, and just in with our oil. And what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be gently frying off our onion, our garlic, and our ginger. So I think in this one is half an onion is loads, okay? Obviously, if you love onion, go in with a full one. But I have half a white onion just left over from the other night, so I'm just going to go in with that. So I'm just going to cut it into chunks, nothing too fine, depends if you like it yourself. Otherwise, you can blitz it down yourself or chop it down as well. So just half your onion. I have one of these very large sort of garlic cloves, but again, if you don't have it, maybe 3 normal size cloves. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to grate it, because I like in my curries that I don't have bits of garlic that I'm tasting or the texture of it. So I'm actually just going to grate it on just one of these sort of microplane graters, or the back of a cheese grater is fine, or really garlic press, or do you know what, you can just chop it if you like. I'm just being a bit fussy here today. So we're just going to grate that down nice and fine. And that's that. Okay. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to take the ginger and I'm going to grate that down finely as well. So our pan is now coming up to heat, and I'm going to go in first of all with the onions and just let them get a little bit of colour on them. And sort of as you cook off your onions as well, you're getting that lovely caramelisation on the outside, but you're getting a lovely sweetness as well to them, and that's all going to add lovely flavour to your dish as well. So we're just going to let them colour there for a second. I'll pop the garlic in a second because I don't want it to burn yet. And what I'm going to do with the ginger is, there's a rather large bit of ginger here, so imagine it's about the size of your thumb, and we want that all in because again, that is giving all of the flavour needed for this dish. So again, just taking off the outside papery outside of it, and with that, it's easy enough to remove even by just running a spoon down the back of it. And what we're going to do with this as well, we're going to grate this off to go in with the ginger. Now, ginger is quite a sort of a fibrous sort of root vegetable, so you'll find is that there's an awful lot of kind of like a stringy bit left, and you just want to bin that. Now, that's going to go in lovely. We'll get rid of those bits there. Okay, so back here to your onion, making sure, I can see a bit of stalk in there, making sure that your onion is getting well coated in the oil as well. And we're just going to turn that down slightly. And I'm actually just going to add another tiny little bit of oil actually as well. So just about another 1/4 teaspoon. And all of this is adding great flavour to your dish as well. So I always think don't be afraid of using oil, that's what gives a lot of dishes their flavour as well. Particularly if you're making Indian dishes, if you're making Italian dishes, the flavour is coming from that. So we're going to go in here. Going to let that cook there for a second. And we're going to go in with the garlic and the ginger in about another minute. But while that is just cooking away there, I just want to prepare the chicken. Now, for the chicken, you can slice it, you can cut it into big chunks, small chunks, whatever you like yourself. The only thing I will say to you is make sure that your chicken is cut the same size, each of the chunks, so that you don't have it that one piece is cooked and the other piece is raw, because I don't think it would really do too well to cook a lovely curry and then end up poisoning somebody. So it's a good way of knowing that all the chicken is cooked together. It's just having this, the little chunks all the same size. So we're just going to go in with some nice sort of medium-sized chunks. And we're going to cut away as well any of that sinew as well and sort of grizzly bits on the edge, because we do not want those in the chicken. So when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about sort of those wee sinewy bits there. We don't want them. So we're just going to cut these into rough chunks, and we're going to be browning these off in a second. Now, I like to serve my curries either with just some brown rice, or with a naan bread, or sometimes if I have some quinoa, I'll use that. But again, it's whatever you like yourself. If you are going to be adding some, lentils or chickpeas or anything in, you may actually find that you don't actually need any, because they do tend to sort of pack up your dish. Now, just to the second chicken breast, again, just going to slice that just like the other ones, just into kind of chunks about that size. So that's probably about 2-inch squares. And just all the rest of them here. Get rid of the little grizzly bits. And that should be good to go. Now, I'm just going to give my hands a very quick wash just because of the raw meat. Just to make sure I don't end up poisoning somebody in my own house. And that's the other piece gently fried off. So I'm just going to show you there, you can see, hopefully you can see, is the onions just have a lovely golden colour to them. But what you'll also get as well is you can actually smell the lovely sort of caramelisation of them, and that's all gives it part of the flavour. In we go with our chicken, all in, and we're going to turn up the heat. And the reason we're just turning up the heat there is that we want a good bit of nice sort of golden colour on the chicken. So move it all into one layer in the pan. Make sure it's not overlapping or sort of sitting on top of each other. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper just when cooking it. So a little pinch of your salt and pepper. And we're gonna go in with the spices once I have the chicken sort of browned off and part cooked. So a little bit of our black pepper as well. So this is a good one as well, is for adding in anything you kind of left over in the cupboard. If you have half a pepper, if you have a bit of courgette, if you have some green beans, even some frozen peas from the freezer. Oh, it's lovely. And at the moment, I know a lot of people are sort of buying the frozen vegetables as well. And if you have any of those sort of left over, frozen cauliflower, frozen green beans or broccoli, whack it into this and it'll cook away in about 2 or 3 minutes. So again, it is a great way of sort of packing up your dish as well. And you will find a little will go a long way as well just by doing that. So this is starting to brown lovely, and I'm just going to start to turn over the chicken in the pan just to make sure again that it's not getting too coloured. And that's just looking lovely in there. And lovely smell off it as well, and the onions just gorgeous. So again, just making sure it's all turned over. And it's at this stage, it's on a good sort of medium to high heat as well. So make sure you keep the onions moving around as well, because you don't want them burning. And you notice that I haven't gone in yet with my garlic and ginger, and it's because they're quite prone to burning at a higher heat. So I won't go in with those yet for a couple of minutes. And that is great. They're all nicely brown. So you'll see here if I show you, you can see there we've just got that lovely golden colour on the chicken, and that's what we're looking for. Now, we're going to go in now with some of our spices, okay? So it's a bit of an array of spices here. But again, I've chosen ones that are specifically you'll find probably in your own cupboard. So we're going to go in with about half a teaspoon of our dried chilli flakes. Just sprinkle them over the chicken. We are going to go in with 1 tablespoon of our cumin, okay? So I tend to use the small jars of cumin, so 1 tablespoon is about 2 teaspoons. This is a half teaspoon, 2 half teaspoons, 3, and 4. So that's your 1 tablespoon. We're also going to go in there with 1 teaspoon of our turmeric. Now, watch the turmeric when you're using it as well, is because it has a tendency to colour everything on you. So if you're wearing like a white top or whatever, just be careful. Give everything a good mix around there to get all that colour onto the chicken. I'm going to show you that now in 1 second. I just want to also add in 1 teaspoon of my ground coriander. So just find the teaspoon on this. In we go with that. Lovely. And then we're also, to add another little sort of dynamic to the flavour, is I'm going to be going in with a cinnamon stick. Now you can also add ground cinnamon, which you'll see on your recipe as well, but sometimes I tend to have a bag of cinnamon sticks, and I use them in chilies and stuff like that as well, so they're really handy to have. Now, in with your cinnamon stick as well, and at this point you're going in with the garlic and ginger. And make sure, let's turn down my heat slightly, make sure everything is moving around that pan really well, so that none of the spices, none of the garlic, none of the ginger is getting caught on the heat. Because at that point it will start to burn. And you want those spices and all to actually cook off with the heat from the base of the pan as well. So I'm just going to show you what that's now looking like. And you will see there, you've got the most, oh, the chicken's just, oh my God, it just smells absolutely fabulous. Beautiful. So again, keep that moving around there. So that is the basis of the spice for your curry. So you can see how quickly you're doing that. Now, we're also going to go in with some tomato puree, about 1 tablespoon. Give that a bit of a mix around. And when you're adding tomato puree to your dishes, it does need to cook off first. So once it goes into the pan, is give it about 30 seconds to cook off. And then what I'm going to do is, I have some yellow pepper here, and I absolutely love yellow pepper, and it's more the colour of it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to add in just some random rough chunks. I'm not going to worry too much what they look like, but just nice chunks of the yellow pepper. And that's just going to go straight in, and they're going to cook off with the chicken. And what they'll do at the end is they just give it that bit of colour. Okay. That's looking lovely, and the smell, as I say, is, oh my God, it smells absolutely fantastic. Now, at this point, we're going to go in with about 400 grams of tinned tomatoes, or I tend to use in this passata. And that is just because I don't like, in a curry, I don't like, and sometimes in Indian curries and all, they will, you know, the tomato-based ones, I love them, but I don't necessarily like the texture of the tinned tomatoes in them. So I like the smoother texture in the curry, so I tend to go in just with the passata. So you can see there. So about 400 grams, which is about 3/4 of one of those tubs. So we're going to give that all a really, really good mix around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat up on that slightly, just to get that bubbling. I'm going to add a little touch of water to it, just to loosen it up a little bit. So a little bit of boiling water to it, just to loosen it up. And that is already coming up to the boil now. And then what we're going to do is to loosen that down and make it a bit more creamier at the end. We're going to be adding in some coconut yogurt, some coconut cream or coconut milk, or even just some plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, whatever you have there to hand. You can also add in just some normal double cream as well, it's just I don't have any. And I love the flavour of coconut in it as well. Now, that's coming up lovely to just cook away there. And let that sort of bubble away there. And what you find as well is that the actual sauce will actually start to sort of reduce down as well. I'm just going to get a lid for that one. And if I pop the lid over it, again, I'm keeping all that heat in there, and it's actually going to be cooking a bit quicker. So that's just a little tip for you as well. Okay, now we'll let that cook there for a couple of minutes. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to prepare what we're going to actually finish it with and what we're going to serve it with. So you can serve it, as I say, with some brown rice, with whatever you like. But I do find it is quite a filling curry. So what I'm going to serve it today is just your normal garlic naan bread. Okay, love them, absolutely love them. So just for all that dip and getting all the flavour in there. I have my oven on here to about 160. Okay, so really all you're doing is just warming these back up and popping them up. And what I'm going to do is, a little trick for you as well, before you pop them in the oven, is just from under the top, sprinkle them with a little bit of cold water on both sides, pop them in the oven, and they'll be absolutely, they puff back up wonderfully. So I'm just going to do that now. So just with your fingers, is you're just flicking the water onto the naan bread like that. And again, it's just adding a little bit of moisture in because they are quite dry. So in that goes into the oven and put it straight onto the shelf, onto the wire rack. And then it means that all the heat's coming up from underneath. And again, it's puffing that up. Now, we're just going to give this a bit of a stir around. Oh my gosh, this absolutely smells fab. It's got that vibrant red colour. That is just beautiful. Now, you can obviously water that down a little bit with a bit of stock as well, but I don't think you need to. I think it's lovely. Okay, so we'll just get ourselves together for finishing off and serving that up now in a minute. We're obviously going to be adding some lovely fresh coriander, one of my favourite herbs. Beautiful. So I'm going to take a good handful of that. And we're just going to chop that down, so just about that size. And again, with your knife, is just very, very roughly just chopping that down. Okay, and the coriander really does finish off the Indian curries, just beautiful. If you haven't got any coriander, some fresh parsley, it's grand in there as well. Okay, so I have my coconut yogurt as well to finish it off. I'm just going to spoon here. And then about 2 tablespoons of that. So even if you use this double cream, I would say probably maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons because it's so rich and so creamy. But with the coconut yogurt or the you know, the tinned coconut milk or coconut cream, probably about 2 tablespoons. So we're going to be popping that in as well. So that is coming along just gorgeous in there. And again, that lid on it is just creating that steaming effect in there as well. So while it's cooking, there's lots of steam coming back down, and it just keeps the chicken lovely and moist as well. So it stops that sort of overcooking of the chicken and making it very, very dry. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir around. It is bubbling away there. Oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous. I might just turn it down slightly. And then what I did is earlier on is I got some flaked almonds, just the ones that you use for cake baking. So they're these little fellas here. You can see they're just the tiny little slivers of almonds. And what I did is I toasted them in a dry pan. Just a normal little frying pan, put it on at medium heat, pop them in, and I toasted them. You can see there, I toast them until they're kind of golden. And again, I'm going to pop them on top, and oh my God, they're going to just taste absolutely fab. Okay, I think we're nearly ready to assemble everything now. Right, okay, for our curry, I am just going to add in our coconut yogurt. So just be careful, obviously, of any splashbacks here, lads. Like 2 tablespoons. Give it a bit of a mix around, and then I'm going to taste it just obviously to see what the flavors are like. But I will show you now the colour. It's just got that real vibrant sort of red colour. And that is looking fantastic. Now, if you have green peppers as well, or any sort of green vegetables, even like peas and stuff like that, it brings out a bit more colour in it as well. So I might actually go in with another little bit of coconut yogurt as well. Give that a good stir around. And then we'll just taste it, just to make sure it doesn't need any more salt and pepper. And at that point, our naan bread should be ready to come out of the oven as well. So let's just get a teaspoon, see what that tastes like. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. It's the coconut yogurt has made it so that rather than it being really tomatoey, you've got that flavour of the spices, but you've got the creaminess as well through it. So that just tastes fabulous. Now, there's my naan bread ready to come out. So we're just going to lift that out. Oh, that's gorgeous. And again, 3 or 4 minutes in there is all that needs. So don't be inclined to kind of pop it in there for 10 minutes. It'll be as dry as a bone. So again, that's just ready to go. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to serve it up and just decorate it with our flaked almonds, our coriander, and our naan bread as well. So you can see there how quickly you can get together your Friday night or Saturday night curry, have it on the table, enjoy a nice cold beer with it as well, and still have time to sit out in the garden, so you're not slaving away in there as well. If you do like those recipes, as I say, each time is pop a little like or a comment underneath, just so we know that these are some of the stuff that you're looking for. And if there's any other recipes you're looking for me to cook as well, is make sure you pop a comment under there so I know, and hopefully I'll be able to include it in future videos as well. Somewhere else as well to get lots of recipes is my Facebook page, Fabulous Foodies, at my Good Food Nutrition page as well. Lots of tips and ideas there as well for you to try. Now, we'll just bring this over and we'll start to spoon this in now as well. Now, on this one, I'm not going to be using the rice, but obviously yourself, go right ahead tonight and have some lovely rice on that. Okay, so we're just going to spoon some into one of our little Indian bowls here. We may as well be atmospheric. Now, in this curry is, by bulking it up even just with 2 chicken breasts, you can really feed quite a lot of people. Okay, so 2 chicken breasts, and if you're whacking in all the veg there as well, as you can get quite a lot, you can make your dinners go a long, long way as well. Add in little sides if you've any lovely mango chutney, some poppadoms, some the rice, the naan bread, and honestly, you'll have a dinner for next to nothing. Okay, I'm just going to get in plenty of lovely sauce in there as well. Oh, that looks fab. Gorgeous. Yeah, that is a man-sized portion. But if you're anything like me, I do love a huge portion of curry. Okay. Now, into that, we are going to add some of our flaked almonds just on top. Yeah, just to give it that, they'll actually break down and almost go creamy in the dish. So a little bit of that, a little bit of our lovely coriander as well. And by all means, there is nothing to stop you as well, is if you want to put a little bit of your coconut yogurt on the top. I'll add another little bit of our coriander around the sides. And then I'm just going to go in and chop up a little bit of your naan bread as well, just to put slices on the side as well. So you'll have the lovely slices of your naan bread here. So everybody can just help themselves. And I'm just going to show you the curry up close now to the camera, just so you can see what I mean by it. Be careful not to tip it as well, but you can see there, if I show you, how easy and how delicious that tastes. My curry in a hurry, a chicken curry. And then just serving that here with some gorgeous naan bread as well, as and that is you with dinner on the table in less than half an hour. Gives you loads of time to kick back on a Friday night and just enjoy a bit of TV or sitting in the garden. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. And do let us know by popping a comment underneath if you make it as well, or get in touch. I know some of you have been getting in touch with me, showing me photos of the dishes you've created following the video. So thank you so much for that one. And other than that is, have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I'll see you again on Monday afternoon for more cook-alongs. Take care now.